The 2020 US election has come to an end. The 18 months of campaigning is finished and the results are mostly in. They do things a bit differently across the pond and their elections can seem rather odd. So to help you understand this massive news, here are the 2020 US election results simplified.
In the US, the president is chosen using the Electoral College, a system where each state votes for the president and has a certain number of votes depending on its population. States give all their state's votes to the candidate with the most votes in their state. So, for example, Biden got the most votes in California, so he gets its 55 electoral votes. The candidate with over half the 538 total electoral votes becomes the president.
So, what was the result? Biden has won the election, and if nothing crazy happens, he will become the next president of the USA, which will become in January. He chose Kamala Harris to be his vice president, and she will become the first female vice president, the first African American vice president, and the first Asian American vice president. And Biden will become the oldest ever president at the age of 77. They beat the current President Trump and Vice President Pence. Now, let's go to our election weather report.
Thank you very much. It looks like sunny skies for Biden as he's won the states in blue here, which take him over the required 270 electoral votes. In contrast, Trump wins are here in red. Now, it's important to remember that some states have a higher population than others, and the state's votes are down to its population, not its size on the map. Most states either always vote for Biden's party, the Democrats, or Trump's, the Republicans, so these states didn't really choose the final outcome. Instead, the election came down to a few states which could have gone either way. These are called swing states, or battleground states, and they were vital to the election. Biden needed to keep all the states won by the Democrats in the last election by Hillary Clinton, plus win some of what Trump won in 2016. The key states to win were the blue wall of Trump wins in 2016. Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. But would you look at that? Biden has taken Michigan, and he's taken Wisconsin, and he's taken Pennsylvania, enough to win the election. As an addition to what he needs, he's taken Georgia and Arizona from Trump. Biden is projected to win 306 of the 538 votes, exactly the same number that Trump won in 2016. It's not a landslide, but it is a decisive victory for Biden.
Thanks for that, but what caused Biden to win these crucial states? The key here is that he won more votes in the most important states than Hillary did in 2016. He won Wisconsin by around 20,000 votes, Pennsylvania by around 40,000, and Michigan by around 150,000, all states which Hillary lost. These are the states which decided the election. His victory in Arizona and probable victory in Georgia are the first Democratic wins there in decades, and a very nice addition for Biden. Nationally, he won a lot more votes. The counting isn't quite done, but Biden has run around 75 million votes to Trump's 71 million. And when all the votes are counted, we estimate Biden may have beaten Trump by around 5 million votes. It's the largest turnout in US history by raw votes. This is the most Americans who have ever voted.
But why did voters vote this way? Well, Trump's approval rating has been low, and his handling of the pandemic has been unpopular. Biden is also seen as a moderate who can appeal to more Americans, and is fairly popular. On the other hand, Trump has been surrounded by scandal, while Biden has mostly avoided it. In terms of voters, women voted for Biden by a 56-43 margin, while men voted around 50-50 for each candidate. And young people were much more anti-Trump than the old.
Was this what we were expecting? The 2016 polls largely got the result wrong, many failing to see a Trump victory. Instead, in 2020, Biden was heavily favoured going into the election, and he did win. Democrats may have been hoping for a larger Biden victory, but losses in Florida, Texas, and North Carolina prevented a landslide. Polls were perhaps off by about 4% in favour of Trump. Not great for the polls, but Biden won, so they were correct to a degree. The counting of ballots was expected to take days, and it did. The election happened on a Tuesday, and Biden's victory was only called the following Saturday.
But what about the other votes on election day? While Biden's Democrats won the White House, it was a disappointing night for the Democrats in elections to Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. The Democrats have a majority in the House and were hoping to build on this. Instead, they lost seats, but did still hold control. The Democrats were hoping to win a majority from the Republicans in the Senate. They were disappointed, and the Senate will now be decided by two elections in Georgia in January for the last two seats. If the Democrats don't win both, the Republicans will control the Senate and it will be much harder for Biden to pass laws. In other news, 3 states legalized marijuana, and actually Oregon decriminalized possession of all drugs.
What happens now? Trump declared victory on election night and is now accusing his opponents of cheating and launched lawsuits in several states. However, these are very unlikely to succeed due to the lack of evidence from Trump. America has spoken. Trump will serve only 1 term, and therefore, on January 21st, 2021, Biden will become president of the USA and Kamala Harris the vice president for the next 4 years.
Do like the video and subscribe if you found this useful. We'll be back with more videos very soon.
Thanks for watching, and that was the 2020 US election simplified.